Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm honoring you all because now I am here on time, and I'm glad everybody here. Hi, Nelly, baby. How are you all doing today? Hey, Auntie Rose and May. I am here to do my podcast with Michael Collier. I'm waiting and see if he's here. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Hello.
Well, hello, Uncle Mike. How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I am doing great. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you had a wonderful day today.
Oh, day.
Coming from my hometown, Sunset, Chicago.
Oh,
Everybody, give
outside.
my Michael Collier a big round of applause, everybody.
I'm
Yay!
coming
Now,
on.
now you became an actor, comedian. I'm gonna get to the chase now because you always tell me get to the point, Bonnie. Get to the point. So now
Oh, or nothing. You just start talking. We ain't supposed to even start till 5. It's just turning 5 right now. So I'm just going on right now. So maybe you can start and say hello. How are you? That kind of thing. I can talk to you, and then we'll go all the other stuff.
everybody doing this afternoon, this evening, coming from my hometown, Southside Chicago, from Robert Taylor. Man, give my uncle Michael Collier a bigger round of applause, everybody, because this man, oh my God, I got to give you your roses before I get started, Michael Collier, because of you, I would not be here where I'm at today.
Oh, that's not true. But thank you. You're there.
Because you're my teacher.
Bonnie, you're there because of you. Because you have the wonderfulness, you know how to talk to people, you're sweet and kind, you're talented. You would have been there anyway. So, but thank you. That's sweet. Thank you very much. And I love you. I'm happy to be on your show. I'm glad that you invited me. What are we gonna talk about?
We are talking about you. You
Oh,
are the main topic tonight. And
that's
guess
the
what?
have. That's
David Ford.
David.
David
Oh, you
Ford.
went David Ford. Oh, come on, player. You went. I
This
went
is his
David Ford
um
frames. David Ford frames.
and
David.
I have on the dress. This is the
Oh,
David Ford
wow.
dress, the logo.
David Ford needs to be one of your sponsors then. If
Yes, I
you,
I told Mr. Ford, I said, big brother, I don't mind. I will pay for my dresses. And
well,
he's like, okay, sis, no, you get the discount. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I got not only this dress, I have two dresses of David Ford. Yeah. You were just breaking, but you okay now. But yes.
yeah, somebody
Um,
keeps trying to call in, and so there you go.
no,
All right.
you stop calling my uncle now. I'm doing my interview now. You can't be calling Michael Collier now.
So where would you like to start, dear?
As a comedian, an actor, a teacher, an entertainer voice, and a television personality, how did it all begin?
Well, actually in those projects, well, growing up in Chicago, projects, Southside, Robert Telehome, 4352 South State Apartment 909. But I've always felt like I was, an entertainer of some type. I always liked TV, always liked film. I didn't really get busy with it until we moved to Morgan Park, what some people call the Wild Hundreds. My home was out of 11356 South Carpenter, where I graduated from Morgan Park High School. EF 75, woo, 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 MPI up in here. Come on, Mustangs. Anyway, in high school, we sort of discovered theater. I was in a show called Guys and Dials. Well, I wasn't in that show. That was the first play I'd ever seen with students in it. And it was at my high school, and it blew me away. And I knew from then on I wanted to be an actor. So me and my friends, Darrell Reed and Vance Williams, we made sure we got in the plays every year after that. And we were just funny guys, and we hung out and did theater and stuff. And then later, comedy came along, and comedy paid me when theater would not. I mean, I wasn't making no money doing theater, but with comedy, I could do street performance. I started on State Street, and I did real good until winter came. And wasn't nobody trying to hear no joke on State Street in December. So I sold everything that would not fit in my car. I took what I had in my car, my money. I drove to California so I could be on Venice Beach, where I ended up doing comedy for 9 years, 5 1-hour shows every Saturday and Sunday. And I did that from 1986 to 95. And along that route, I was invited to do all kind of things, to do Def Jam with Bernie Mac, also Southsider. Southside was my,
Five.
he got me on the first season of Def Jam. They loved it so much they put me on 4 more seasons. My great friend there, Damon Williams, I've worked with him so much in comedy. He recently brought me there to do Riddles, his club there. But I started doing comedy on really State Street, and then I brought it to Venice Beach. And from Venice Beach, it just kept expanding and expanding. And we'll get a TV show here, TV show there, here show, there show, everywhere show, add up. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, and it goes out from there. It's like anything in life. If you focus on it and you just keep doing a little bit of work towards it every day, sooner or later you'll see it in your hands, you know?
Right. Wow. Now, what grammar school? So I always hear about you talk about Morgan Park. What grammar school did you go to?
Oh, well, I went to, first of all, because I still lived in the projects in my early grammar school. So I went to Helen J. McCorkle at 44th and State Street, right from my projects. And that is still there as a social center, but no longer as a school. And then we moved
Right.
to Park in 68. And I ended up going to Shoup, John D. Shoup Elementary School for 7th and 8th grade. And then from there, since we were living in Morgan Park, I then started attending Morgan Park 71 to 75.
Wow, that is so awesome because both of my sons went to McCorkle Elementary School.
Trying to call me.
Stop calling Nelly.
Oh, that wasn't even Nelly Baby.
But yes, because both, like I said earlier, both of my sons went to McCorkle Elementary School, and that was one excellent school. I hate it. I cried about it. I fought, try to get the school back open with the LEC, and they denied us ever since. So,
Oh, you
I'm just
Corco reopened?
yes, I tried. Me and some other parents, we had tried to fight for that school to be reopened,
Well, I
but
was there
it was
until 6th grade. I just loved it. I loved Helen J. McCorkle, you know?
one excellent school. Now, you have over 38 films that you have played in a role in. Out of the 38 films, which
Pardon me?
one was which one that you would love to see over and over and over again?
Wow. That, that's a really good question, Miss Bonnie. Well, House Party is so much fun, but my newest movie, since I'm in it so much, which is Holiday Heartbreak, that one I probably like to see 2 or 3 more times because a lot of stuff in there I haven't seen me do. I did it once, and then once you do a thing, you don't think about it no more. You move on. A lot of people don't even like to look at themselves on their films because they see all the stuff they should have did. Oh man, I look fat in that picture. Oh man, I should have talked slower. You see all that stuff. So I don't watch them a lot, but I probably would watch that several times. House Party 3 was so much fun. Long Shots with Kiki Palmer was really a good film, but I don't really watch me, so I don't know a good answer for that.
And I understand you was in the movie Poetic Justice. Now, what was I know you have like big names like Tori Guy, Tupac Shakur, Janet Jackson, Regina King. What were those guys for like working with them in the roles?
Amazing, amazing people. Everybody you named had really great hearts. They were just really good people. Nobody was there acting all like they was better than anybody else. Even Janet Jackson was just sweet as can be. I had a very small part, but I don't believe there's such a thing as a small part. I was the hustler outside begging for money when they was coming in out the barbershop. So I got a chance to be in a scene with Janet, to be in a scene with Tupac, and it was just really excellent. John Singleton is brilliant. And to be able to have been in a film of his was just awesome. It was great. It was great.
Wow, because I've always been a huge fan of Tupac, and I never knew when I read your whole Wikipedia, and I was like, wow, Uncle Mike played in. I had to go back to the movie just to see what part you was in.
Right,
And,
right.
and it was like, wow, you was like the head boss or a supervisor. Hey, get it together. You got to go through this place here. You got to do some traveling. It's like, wow, so amazing. And it
What
was like,
what movie you talking about?
Toyota Jesse one and
No,
Mary Carey.
just I was the bum. I stood outside the barbershop and begged for money. So when Tupac came up, I asked him, did he have any change? He said, I got a postage stamp you can put on this job application. When
Yes,
Janet came through, I tried to beg for money. That was my role. I stood in front of the place begging for money.
that role. I didn't. I don't know how I missed it, but I got to rewind it again tonight because I'm gonna watch it on my phone because I watched it on my TV, which my cat and my dog banged on my TV and broke my screen, so I got to replace it. But anyway, getting back, Longshot. Let's talk about Longshot. Kiki Palmer from Keela of B. You growing up from a little girl acting till now. She was like I believe she was like a teenager, like 9, 11, 12 years old when she played Long Shots.
When I did that movie, she was 14. And I
Okay.
was probably the most prepared, the most professional actor on the set. She always showed up early, on time, knew her lines, knew how to, and was kind to everybody. She was sweet. She didn't have to be. She was already a star from Aquila and the B, so she didn't have to be sweet, but she was sweet to everybody. I give the credit to her mother and her father, Larry and I can't think of his mom's name off the top of my head, but they're just really great parents, and they wouldn't gonna let her be any other way.
Right.
Yes,
And I
working with
know like
good.
how most parents.
And she was funny. She has a great sense of humor. And then whenever I would come on set, and she would say, "How you doing?" I'd always say, "I'm blessed and highly favored." And that became a running line for her. Whenever she see me, she said, "Well, Michael, are you blessed and highly favored?" And it was a really great movie. And I get to work with my great friend, Earthquake.
Yeah.
So that off the chain. Playing in as his partner on the role, and it was really good. It was a good movie. And I tell you, I got that movie by mistake. It belonged to George Wallace. He had that role, and a couple of days before he's supposed to do the role, he fell on the stage in Las Vegas, where he called the Flamingo, where he was holding his comedy show. Somebody had left a wire across the stage. He didn't see it, fell and broke his ankle. And they just gave me the part. So I still owe him flowers. They gave him the part. And so they gave me the part, and that gave me a chance to just be there and be in a great show. Yeah.
How is George Wallace? Is he recovered? Has he recovered from that
Well, let's hope
still?
so. 10 years ago, he just broke his foot and cut off his head. Yes, he's been retired. He's been recovered, and he's working everywhere. And he's absolutely brilliant comedian, very, very funny. And he's been on several of my shows. He's been on the morning show as well as the Superstar Interview. He was on there twice.
Yes, I do remember because I did catch them all three. And
Yeah,
that's good because I wasn't sure that he recovered from that because I know most people get injured, they have to get so many surgeries just to get that ankle correctly.
yeah, but he got
Um,
it good. He dancing again. He ballroom dancing, girl.
well, hey, I'll be his partner.
Yeah.
I just
So,
take my um now everyone been asking me, will there be another class with Amazing Grace, a conservative comedy class?
well, no, I only did one comedy class with Amazing Grace. That was the only the first one. My second two classes I did on my own because I'm doing them on Zoom, so I don't need to really go through anyone else. I can just do them at Zoom, and so I will do another one, probably in a month or so. It'll be my fourth class, but only the first one that I do with Amazing Grace, which I have great respect for Amazing Grace, and the woman who owns it and runs it is amazing, amazing, amazing. A great actress, a great person, a great teacher. Yeah.
Yes, and that's Miss Wendy Raquel Wendy. And if
Wendy
y'all don't know who she
Robert.
is, y'all better go look her up. I'm her favorite out of the class from the beginning. I was the very first class member. So yes, I have an honor to give her roses too. I hope she's be able to see it because she was like aspiring to all the movies that she was in as well, like with Steve Harvey, um, the girls, the twin sisters, what is it, Tamara Moore and Tamara Moore and what's the other twin name? Tara,
Tia or something. Yeah, and
Tia,
Tamira.
yeah, Tia, Tia and Tamara
She was on
Moore.
the game. She played the star's mama on the game, and she was fantastic. She's just fantastic and beautiful and kind and smart.
And you know what? And this is what I told her. You had stepped out the classroom that day. And what I told her, I said, Wendy Raquel Williams, I said, thank you. Because with her, she taught me how, because I have two boys. And both of my boys are athletic. And I told her, I said, Wendy Raquel, thank you. Because now my oldest son and my baby boy wanted to play football. Now
Mhm.
my baby boy is in college playing football. So I told him everything that she said, I basically told to my son. And it worked. It really did. And if any young person wanted to get into acting, get into comedians, not comedians, get into comic, or not only that, get into extras. Because I know sometimes in extra movies, people in extras, people who are doing film directings looking for more extras, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
How can you get into that?
Well, extras is also called atmosphere. That's pretty easy. They have a thing called central casting you can go to, where it puts you on like a list, and if a show needs extras or atmosphere, they'll just call you and say, "Hey, are you free this day or that day?" That's one way to do it. If you're acting, though, most times either someone has to give you a part or you have to audition for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I know you are very strong, like you said early this morning. If you are a comic and you're trying to bring your comic, always be prepared to bring your A game.
Oh yeah. Oh, you was there. Yeah, man, it's not just comedy. It's just anything in life. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it the best. You gotta do it like you don't know who's in the room, and one person in the room can change your life, man. They could write a check or give you a contract or give you a job that could change everything. So if you're gonna do anything, you might as well do it 100% with all that you've got, and so it'll pay off. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And then not only that, because you always tell me a joke is always about your life story or a storytelling. You got to tell the story. What is the pitch behind that? You
Yeah.
always you always express that. And I was like, oh, when I seen that, when that young man, I think his name Mr. Price, I said, oh, he in trouble. Because you used to
Yeah.
get on about that,
He
and I was
wasn't
like, wow.
prepared. He called me and apologized. And I told him he don't have to apologize. Pardon me. He don't have to apologize. He just has to come back and be better. That's all. Be
Exactly.
better prepared. Be ready. It's only 3 minutes of comedy. Come in and hit me with funny stuff, not corny stuff, because I'm a master at comedy. So you don't want to come in with some silly, goofy stuff. Come in and be funny. Anybody can be funny for 3 minutes. You can make stuff up and be funny for 3 minutes. I
Yeah,
ain't getting
like
nothing.
Roscoe, my little cousin.
So yeah, I thought it was very nice to accept the critique, because a lot of folks can't even take the critique. They'll come in and not do it right, but if you try to tell them the right way to do it, they'll get upset. So to his credit, he didn't get upset, and I invited him to come back. He can come back in a few weeks if he's got a funny 3 minutes. But if he come back and it's not funny again, whoo, man, it's gonna be a long walk back to his car. I tell you that right there. Yes, sir.
Wow. And and when he hit that joke, I said, I remember that joke. And my uncle used to tell me that joke when I was a kindergarten. You could tell that joke to a kindergarten, but they think it's funny. But you tell it to an older person, like, excuse me, hello,
Well,
give me some
plus
more.
tell it well. That was the real problem. It didn't matter how old the joke was. I do old jokes all the time. I have a thing called old joke alert. That's what he was alluding to when he said old joke alert, which, pardon me, then gives you permission to use an old joke. But if it's an
Yeah,
old joke, it still has to be funny. You know,
yeah.
that's it. That's part of the program. I gotta give me a little sinus blaster in my chest right there. Hold up.
Hey,
Ah,
and apple cider vinegar and
no, this
water would trick too.
Oh, apple cider vinegar and water is excellent too. Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
science black. Boom, it hit you right in your throat. Pow, pow, pow. So so the thing is just if you want to do an old joke, make sure it's funny. I do old jokes all the time. To do that, you just have to be committed to the joke.
right.
Don't worry about when the joke, what joke came from or nothing. Be committed. Tell that joke it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the end, pow! It should punch us and we should fall out laughing. If you get to the end, we doing this. Well, that's a pretty good indication that that joke that didn't work. That didn't work.
Right. And now I do know that most comedians that I had interviewed in the past, they don't even write they don't copyright their jokes because I'm like, I know how strongly you are copywriting your jokes and everything. How can you tell like some of these comedians out here how very important that getting your
Yeah,
copyright, getting your
I
jokes copyright?
important, but I don't. I haven't been big on doing it myself, so I'd be kind of disingenuous for me to try to tell people how to do that or to encourage people to do that because I need to be better at it myself. But if you do a show, then you should copyright that show. So if you do a show and somebody taped it, then you copyright that. That way, if anybody tries to use any of those jokes, you get proof. But I haven't gone around doing a whole lot of copywriting myself, but I put my stamp on it so people know it's mine. When they see that joke, they go, "Oh, that's my guy's joke." You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to do another special, and I guarantee you, every word in that will be copywritten. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You have to copyright, especially doing those kind of specials. You have to get yourself
Mm-hmm.
prepared to copyright because you don't want the next joker to tell that same joke but mess it up. Like
The
I learned this from my uncle Michael Kite. I gotta excuse me.
You came to the class. That's how you know all this. You came to the class. You put in the work, which I think probably helped you as well get more comfortable with public speaking, you know?
Yes, and like I said before, Uncle Mike, you helped me a whole lot. And Nelly, baby, I'm sorry. I may have to do my monologue tonight just so Uncle Mike will can say reconsider because I don't think you're serious enough about that. Now, that's going to be a challenge between me and you, and then whoever beats one of between me and you, Nelly. And I'm saying this with the monologue because I got it down pat. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now if you want me to, but I'm gonna do it afterwards. But
No,
I got my
but right now, go ahead.
wait. You told me that you made me. Let me stop you right there. You did not make me. I made me. God made me. God made my voice to be heard. No, you didn't make me. I'm sorry. But what you did to me was wrong. Mama, pack my clothes up and send it to the car. You ain't going nowhere. What do you mean I'm not going nowhere? Hold up. You say you made me? How did you make me? Because I was singing way before I met you. I was doing everything before I met you. You and Effie, y'all had a baby together, which you don't even know about. I knew because Effie told me. But you know what? I'm going to let you be. I'm gone. I'm filing for my divorce and I'm walking out the door. And cut.
And sing. Very good. I ain't mad at you, girl. That's good. The only thing I will say, the critique on that is put your character in front of us on the screen. So you talk
Okay.
there. And what? You made me? You ain't make me. You should be doing right here. You made me? You ain't make me. I made myself. I was here long before you came along, and you the one had the baby with Essie. And I know about it because she told me. You ain't even know about that. So, but you talk to your audience in a monologue. Talk right into the camera because you talking to that person, and we sitting there watching. Should be almost like you talking to us. We should be like, oh my God, Essie had a baby with somebody else. But that was very good. That was very, very, yeah.
And that's where it came from. Dream Girl with Beyonce was arguing with Jamie Foxx
Yeah.
from Dream
I know
Girl.
Dream Girls when you said Essie. Essie had a baby with somebody else, that's the first time I knew it. But I would always caution new actors not to do well-known pieces because
Okay.
pieces people know what they supposed to look like. So if you do a piece like that, 80% of the audience knows exactly what the words are and what the emotion is supposed to be and what you're supposed to be saying. So if you do it a different way, they're already judging it differently because you didn't hit it on the head, which is what my girl did the other day by using From the Color Purple. Everybody knows that speech. So you can't do that speech so because everybody knows that. It's better to use unknown monologues so people don't know what's going on and then they focus more on you instead of listening to the words, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Come on.
Well, well, and now,
And
now
now,
that, and this is what I wrote from me to you. This is your second half of your rose.
okay.
Uncle Mike, I just want to say thank you for the teaching, the praying, because because of you, I came to a place from nothing to where I am today. It is not who, it's not known about how we met. It's giving me one choice, one chance of life. Life opportunity, I felt like it's all teaching. You taught me a chance that I will never forget. And that is what I just learned today. It's what you had taught me how to become a person that be verbalized, because at first I used to be so closed and bottled up. And then when you said, Bonnie, okay, this is your chance. And when I got up there, I felt relaxed. I was nervous, but I can't tell you I was nervous. But now I can tell you I was nervous. I was very nervous, but you brought that nervousness out of me, and I was able to talk to you and to everybody else. So I wanted to say thank you. I'm giving you your roses right here, right now, today. I love you, Michael Colyar,
I'm
my
receiving.
uncle, my dearest uncle.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. How's your beautiful daughter?
Aaliyah just graduated from eighth grade. She's going to Dyer High School. So yay!
Gonna keep boxing?
She's still boxing, but they didn't start school early. It's like the orientation for fresh. What's the orientation for fresh?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
but it's like a whole two. It's like a whole month that she has to go through, and she was like, "Mom, I'm so excited because she's taking theater now for
Nice.
that school." So yes, I am so
I have a
impressed with
her
her.
do anything. She's great. She's great.
Yes,
She's a great mother. She came from something, you know?
thank
So
you, thank you.
yeah.
Yes, and now my oldest son, he's about to go back to college next week, so he's about to get shipped off. And my oldest son, he's about to get shipped off in August because he's been signed up for the army. So my baby boy, he decided he's not going to go to the Marines. He's going to finish up college, everybody. So that is a wonderful blessing that I am grateful that he decided not to join the Marines, because it's twice as harder than it is in the Marines. Am
Okay.
I
Okay.
right?
I think twice as hard. I think the Marines probably the hardest. I don't know. I went to the Army because I wasn't going to no Marines, but I went to the Army and it was any of them is hard enough, But anybody, if you focus enough, you go do your thing, it'll work out.
Yes, and yes, and I would get Aaliyah, but she is so sweet.
No, I don't get anybody in the middle of your interview. We're not here visiting. We're in an interview, child. What's your final
I
question?
know.
Go
Do
on and tell.
anybody? I wanted to ask anybody from the audience, because there's a lot of the Collier clans are here. Do anyone you all have any questions? Because I got more questions for my Uncle Mike. I don't know what about y'all, but I got more.
You
Like,
better hurry up. I told you I only got 30 minutes. I'm up
so
to 20.
now let's talk about Kid and Play. And you also was in with Kenny Play. Did Martin Lawrence started out the show after the first half of the house party, or was he like the last?
Martin Lawrence did the original house party. He did the very first one. I didn't come along until years later and did the third one, House Party 3. And Kim,
Yes.
let's hear some questions from your people though before I go now.
Okay. And Nelly Baby said, "Oh wow,
It's
there's a lot of."
Nelly
She
Baby.
said, "Woo woo woo. Okay, buddy, let's have some fun." Angel Love, Nelly, they're speaking to each other. Oh, that's love, Bonnie. You are so special. Finally, the woo woo woos. She is so cute. I don't know who's cute. The same building has me in Morgan Park today. And that's from Eric and Jerk Boys.
And that question, can you say it again?
Okay, Erkan Jerk Boy says same building has me in Morgan Park as well. I guess what class were you in, Erkman? I believe that's his name. And States of Venus, he was in Venus too as well.
I was in
Wow.
Venus. What is that?
Venus Beach.
I was
Venus
in
Beach.
Venice Beach. Yeah.
Yes. And everybody just speaking. They say, I love you. Everybody's saying they love us.
I love you.
And before we go, because I know 30 is 7:29, we got 1 minute before. I need you to say the woo, woo, woo. Carrier Clan, everybody.
Hey, woo, woo, woo. And thank you for having me on your show, Bonnie. And I invite everybody to come to our show in the morning, 7 a.m. only on YouTube, 7 a.m. Central Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Just go on YouTube and put in the Michael Colyar Morning Show. Plus, feel free to follow me on my Cash App. That's $ Michael Colyar's Money. I appreciate everyone who comes to our shows. I really appreciate you, Bonnie, because you never miss a show under no circumstances. That's why when you asked me would I come do your show, I was like, heck yeah. There's no way I wouldn't come and do your show, my friend. And I'm very
You know,
and
and the time, yes, and the time I get up, everybody, I get up exactly at 5 o'clock on the dot every morning. I don't want to miss Michael Colyar's morning show because you know why?
uh-huh.
I don't want to miss prayer.
Thank you. Thank you. I get up at 5:30 myself. I get up 5:30. I come into the office at 6. 6:30, we all go backstage. All the people who are on the show and line to show up. 7 o'clock, rock and roll, you know?
Exactly, exactly. Well, Uncle Mike, please have a blessed evening. 7:31, ladies and gentlemen. I told Uncle Mike 7. I give him his whole for 30 minutes, in which I did, and I am done for the day.
Woo,
Peace
woo,
and
woo.
blessings.
Appreciate you,
Woo!
Bonnie. I love you and I really respect and appreciate you. And I'm very, very proud of what you're doing. You took this thing and created your own show, girl. I was so proud of you. Every time I look up and see a new guest coming on, I say, that's my girl. I almost feel like you one of my kids because of this class you with me. I'm like, one of my kids doing good again. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. I love you, Miss Bonnie. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you in the morning. Woo, woo, woo. To the woo, woo, woo.
Woo.
Higher class, you know what's up.
Right.
All right. Love you guys. Good
Thank,
night, everyone. Peace
thank
and blessings.
peace and blessings. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you all for coming along. It's been a good journey for me. 2020 to 2021 has been one excellent year hanging around with you guys, and I will continue on. Let's all say woo, woo, woo. Good night, Colyar Clan. I love you guys. Salute, peace, and blessings.